Hi, everyone. This is Teresa Aker, and you're watching Success Diaries. It's my pleasure today to bring you Aaron Badgley. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing well. Hi, thank you for having me on your show.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's my pleasure. Yeah, you know what? I was thrilled to have you on. I asked Aaron if he'd like to come on the show. He is the author of a wonderful book called Ringo Starr Solo Career. Can you lift up your book for us? There you go. So, congratulations on your book. And let's get started. Let's talk about now, how long have you been an author for?
Well, this is my second book, and I've been writing since I can remember. I've always written, but my first book came out to last year, 2024. It was a book on George Harrison. As you can tell, I'm a Beatle fan, and that's been part of my life. But I've been writing for magazines for probably 30 years, and I've done radio. I still do radio. I have three radio shows syndicated across Canada and two radio shows and one in Guelph. And yeah, so it's always been part of me to write about the Beatles, about music. I love music. I'm a music fanatic.
That's fantastic. I've had lots of people on who just, they say music, Aaron, and whether I think you would agree, it reminds us of different times in life. It gets us through different times in life, and it's just a part of our soul, don't you think?
I do, and you're so right. The two most powerful triggers for memory is smell and music. And you know yourself, Teresa. You go into a kitchen, you smell an apple pie, and you go, "Oh, my mom," or whatever. And music, you can hear a song that's going to take you right back to where you were when you first heard it, and it's magical and it's so essential in my opinion. Yeah.
So let's talk about the Beatles. What was your fascination with just them specifically?
I can't remember a time in my life. I came home from the hospital and my mom swore that she was playing the Beatles, and ever since I was one, it's just been part of my life. The music, I like the fact that they were friends initially. You look at the Beatles and they seem to be just four friends, and again, the music, the melodies, the harmonies, and it just. And I grew up in the 70s, so I'm 61. So I grew up with them as solo artists. And that's why the Ringo book is about his solo career, because I didn't grow up with the Beatles, but I grew up with Paul McCartney and Wings and
Yeah.
George Harrison. And everyone who knew me just knew that I was just the Beatle guy, go-to Beatle guy, and still am.
Oh, I love that. So let's talk about the book now. So, you now this is his autobiography. This is a biography about him. What is this about?
Yeah. So what I did was I decided to look at the first 10 years of his solo career. I almost pretend the Beatles didn't happen. And I look at Ringo as an artist in the 1970s. And if you remember, he had a number of hits. Don't Come Easy, Back Off Boogaloo, Photograph, No No Song, You're 16, Oh My, Only You. I mean, he had a dose of rock and roll. And he was big. You remember in the 70s, he was massive. I mean, you couldn't turn on the radio, and not hear Photograph, right? That was just
It's
everywhere.
true.
So I wanted to look at his career, but he was also, while he was doing music, Teresa, he was also in movies. He had believe this or not, he had a design company that he designed furniture in England with a gentleman named Robin, and it was called Ringo or Robin Limited. And he designed very far out furniture in the 70s.
Oh,
And he had his own record label in the late 70s. He did a lot. So I wanted to kind of bring it all together into here's this first decade of his solo career. And my poor wife had to endure me going, "Did you know that in 73?" But so I just wanted to look at him and his music and touch on his life, because he had a fascinating life in the 70s. Really interesting. Still does. I mean, he's still going strong.
oh yeah.
I mean, he's 90, he's 80, 85, and he's
Is
still
that how
touring.
old he is now? Yeah, and he looks pretty good. Absolutely. A
Yeah,
lot
so
of the celebrities are doing so well today. I don't know if times have changed us as we get older, but I don't remember our grandparents looking this awesome. You know what I mean?
I don't remember Bing Crosby doing jumping jacks on stage.
Right? Yeah, I agree with you. I
Oh,
agree with you.
no, my grandparents did not look. And it's so funny because I remember them in their 70s and I think, oh man, they're old. And then I saw Paul McCartney last week and he's 83. And
Right?
I hope I look that good at 73.
It's incredible. And I realize they have lots of money and all of that. I know all of that, but still you're gonna age no matter what you do. And boy, he's doing all right. I'm impressed. And you're right. The and now that might be to do with the career. He's doing, I think he has a raison d'etre. He just keeps going. He's always
Yeah.
doing something, and that makes a big difference. I don't think you can become too let inertia take over or become stationary, because then you just kind of go backwards, don't you think?
I do, and I think someone like Ringo, who releases an album a year, he put an album out this year called Look Up, which made number one on the country charts, and he played the Grand Ole Opry. He's still doing new things, and I think you're
Yeah.
right. I think that if you keep busy and keep active and keep the brain going too, because it's a lot about the brain power too, right? And certainly Ringo and Paul have never let the grass grow under their feet. And Ringo just, and I tell you the funny story. When I was a kid, my mom for Christmas in 1973, she went to a store in Oshawa called Wilson and Lee, which was the big
I
record
know
store.
the store.
Yeah, I knew you did. And my mom said, "Well, what are the kids buying?" And the guy said, "Oh, this new Ringo album. Kids love it." So that's how I mean, it was just because everyone was. She didn't buy it because it was Ringo Starr. She bought it because the guy in the record store, Bill, if you remember Bill,
I
Bill's like, "Oh,
do.
this is the big one, Mary, and you got to get this album for your kid." Okay, and it just took me on a path to today, where I'm still spinning the records on my turntable.
That's fantastic. Look at that. It took you your whole life, but the music just stayed with you. That's amazing. I mean, it's unconventional. So, and I know you said you've done a lot of writing in your life. Now, when you do this, have you met Ringo Starr?
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I did, and
Okay.
I went to a press conference and I got to talk to him and ask him questions. And I was so nervous. I thought I was going to literally collapse. And as I was leaving, Ringo said, "Oh no, 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 hang on, Aaron, get some photos, get some photos." And I had
Oh,
a cheap camera, and I couldn't stop shaking. So when you look at the photographs,
oh, oh, but that's what makes memories, doesn't it?
yeah, he was so nice. He's so friendly and accommodating, and you know, what they say is true, Teresa. They want to talk about other things than themselves, and so he was just great. But I want to say something. You said something about music stays with me. You said earlier on, music gets you through rough times, and music is always a constant for me. If I'm having not a great time, it's music that I turn to because it just always manages to bring me up again, or so it's always been it's literally part of my DNA.
Oh, absolutely, Aaron. Absolutely. And we established we're about the same age. So, I can actually relate to the music that, you like and what I listen to as well. I remember Paul McCartney and Wings. I remember he was top of the charts one year when we in the 70s. I think it was 1979 with Wings. I forget the name of the song. Forgive me for that, but
Silly
he
love songs, silly love songs.
Silly Love Songs. That was it. That was it. Remember number one in the top charts.
Oh,
So I
huge.
do remember that. And Ringo Starr, I know they parted and so forth, and I know Ringo did his own thing, but he never left. Like everyone, you still knew him, you still saw him, and he was doing television, he was doing everything. And so he moved along with us, and the music stayed. It stayed in our hearts. It doesn't matter. What I find fascinating, because I couldn't sing if my life depended on it.
I can't either.
Yeah. But boy, I can hear a song and know exactly where I was at that time. So there's a lot of merit to that, isn't there?
Oh, it's huge. And it's funny when I wrote this book and my last one, and I'm doing the research and I'm looking at charts, like you just mentioned, Silly Love Songs being number one. And in my book, I talk a lot about how Ringo did on the charts, but I would look at these old chum charts, for example.
Yeah,
And
remember we had those?
yeah, and I'd be going, I know that song, I know that song, I know that.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you're right, it takes it the nostalgia. We
Yeah,
go back and we just go, oh, I love that. Oh, I remember that. Or someone will say, what's your favorite song? And you start thinking of all the songs. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I like that one too. Oh, wait a minute, I like that one too. So yeah, it's funny how it does that to you. So tell us what Ringo Starr's doing now. What's he doing?
well, he's touring. He's
Okay.
actually on tour. He's recorded a brand new album that's going to come out in February. and he's launching another tour. Believe it or not, he's already got dates for next year for a tour.
Oh,
And right now the Beatles have just put out the anthology again, so he's been
yes.
talking a lot about the anthology, and he doesn't stop. Like and he records with other people too. And that's one thing you'll discover when you read the book is that even today, he's on the new album by the Muppets. He plays drums for the Muppets, and
Oh, I love it.
he'll drum with guys from Journey or Joe Walsh from the Eagles, who's his brother-in-law, which is so interesting that Ringo Starr's wife's sister is married to Joe Walsh. So he says, "Oh, it's my brother-in-law. Of course, I got to be on his albums."
Of
Um,
course.
and he does a lot with Paul. Paul and Ringo still like Paul works with Ringo and vice versa. So it's good to see the two of them together
Oh,
again.
yeah.
And you remember last year they put out that song Now and Then, which was
Yes.
so great.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're right. See, and that should tell us too, Aaron, we're nowhere near 83, and that should tell us these are our mentors. These are people who are still going strong, doing great, and just keep living the dream, right?
Well, yeah, 100%. And we saw Paul McCartney, and he played 3 hours without a break.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, I mean, he went from 8 o'clock to 11, no break, and just performed. His voice sounded good. He was moving around on the stage. It was beautiful to see, and there was a lot of, it was so heartwarming to see young people there and old people, and it was a very emotional night. And Ringo's the same. Ringo plays for about 2 hours, and he puts on a great. He played Niagara Falls 2023, and it was a great concert. I still remember it well.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yes. Oh my goodness, what a life you've had. You've been able to journey down their road. That's sort of exciting, right?
Well, yeah, and it's really just it's not even I love writing, I love researching, I love talking music. I could bore you to tears by talking
Oh
about
no, it doesn't bore me.
but I love it. It's and not just Ringo, I mean all the Beatles, but also other bands that I love from our generation. And
Yeah, sure.
one of the biggest thrills, Teresa, I got to interview. I write for a magazine called Spill Magazine, and I
That
got to
can you say the name again here?
yeah, Spill
Spell?
Magazine.
Okay.
I got to interview Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull.
Oh,
It was like you and I right now. I'm looking at Ian Anderson.
oh, that's amazing.
Nice guy, but intimidating, very
Oh,
intimidating.
I bet. I bet.
So,
Oh, that's incredible. It is interesting. You were in radio. You did tell us that. You still have a show now?
yeah, I have a show with a friend of mine. Actually, it's called From Memphis to Merseyside.
Okay.
And what it is we look at the years 54, which is when Elvis started in Memphis, Tennessee, in 1980 when unfortunately we lost John Lennon, and we
Yeah.
look at music and history during that time period. So we'll do a show like we just did a show about John F. Kennedy's assassination, but we add music from the time and try to make it come alive. And that's on a few stations in Canada. And I have another show that I do weekly for a station in Guelph, Ontario, where I play nothing but new music, like new Canadian
Oh,
artists, and I get to discover all the new stuff, and that keeps
yeah.
me young, I think, in the heart.
Young talent.
Yeah, young, young, young. So that, and actually, I play some people from Oshawa, or I'll play lots of Ontario artists, and it's fun. It's an exciting thing to do. I enjoy it. It keeps me busy.
Yeah, I started this talk show, and I love it.
Yeah,
Aaron, I get to meet the best people, and I haven't met Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney, and all of that. No, but I've met everyday people out
yeah.
there with real stories, real lives, and I got to meet you, Aaron, and you're an author, and you're on
Okay.
the show. But it's true, our lives are enlightened, I think, when we do things like this. And, the media is a different world and the people are different and it's fun. And that's what I like about it. So I'll be doing this forever.
Yeah, and it's the same with me. Like for me, yeah, it's nice to meet the big guys, but it's also for me exciting to talk to fellow like just people who are interested in music or are passionate about what they do. Like you really like what you're doing, and I could talk to you about your show, for example,
Yeah.
because of what you're doing, and I can see it in your face, I can hear it in your voice, and it's great to kind of exchange, like just have that kind of talk because that's where I learn everything. You know, my daughter said to me, I have two daughters, and my youngest daughter said once, "How do you know all this, Dad?" I said, "Because I listen, and I talk, and I
Yeah.
find people fascinating, and I want to hear their story, and I want to hear, it's all part of that, and that just gets translated sometimes into a book or a,
Yeah.
that's all it is. Really, is just taking it from other people, and I love it. I'm very fortunate, and I consider that a privilege.
I agree, Aaron. And I can tell by your voice and your mannerisms, and you're such a kind person.
Oh,
And my goodness, no, you truly are.
thank you.
And so I can see why your guests would like you and why you can continue on with that. Your family is so proud of you, I'm sure. And well done. Now, Aaron,
Yeah.
where can we get your book
Well,
so we can purchase it?
you can get it Amazon, Indigo, you can get it. And if the bookstore doesn't have it, they'll order it for you. It's published by a publishing company that's based in London and Nashville, Tennessee, and they'll get it for you in a couple of days. And I'm always, if you go to my website, which is aaron-badgley.com, aaron-badgley.com, and send me an email. I'll be more than happy to send you for free, book plate, autographed book plate you can stick
Oh,
in the
nice.
book. A lot of people will write me and ask me, and I was like, no problem. I love that's fun to me. That's exciting. And if you want me to say something, by all means, just tell me what you want, and I'll send it off to you.
Oh, that's wonderful, Aaron. That really is. That's nice.
It's
That's the
fun.
personal touch.
Yeah, and I love it when people do it for me. Like when I buy a book, or like I was in Indigo a couple of weeks ago, and there was a guy there who was a self-published author, and he had his book. It looked interesting, so I bought it, and we chatted, and he signed it for me. That's great. It's a nice memory, and I'll read the book and think of him, and it's good.
Oh, that's wonderful. I like that. I love these stories, you see, and that's just all of us trying to, have fun in life and enjoy and live the dream, right?
That's right. That's right. And you got to keep, as long as, I think as long as I'm interested in things and find the excitement, I still get excited. I'm excited to talk to you, for example. I was like nervous, but excited. And that's good. It's a good feeling to have instead of just, blasé. I couldn't be blasé. I tried.
You're doing a great job, Aaron. Just relax. We're all good. You did a great job. So, the next thing I want to ask you, is there a new book in your works? What have you got going on?
Absolutely. I'm almost finished the first draft. I hopefully have the book finished by spring of next year. It's a book about a Toronto band called Klaatu. Now, Klaatu,
Oh my goodness.
you
I know
remember
who
them,
that is.
and everyone thought they were the Beatles. There was a period where people actually thought they were the Beatles. And so I was very fortunate to talk to the members, and that's coming out in the springtime. So a book
Oh,
about good old Toronto band Klaatu, and there's more to the story than just the Beatles. And they're lovely guys, and I think they did great music. So I'm looking forward to finishing that.
oh, how exciting for you.
I
That
keep,
is wonderful, Aaron. Truly. No,
yeah,
you've done a great job. Really, really great job. So I have a question for you. Maybe when you do that book, it's up to you. Would you like to come back and perhaps talk to us on your lunch?
100%,
Yeah, we'd
100%,
love to have you back.
100%. Yes, I would love that. That I would anytime. I would love to come back. I love talking with you. That's awesome.
Oh, me too. We're having a great time. We
We are.
connected really well. That's awesome.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah, as I said, it should be spring, and I'm looking forward to that coming out too. So
Oh, that's beautiful. So
yes,
I'm going to have all your information on the show notes. We'll have your book. Make sure put that book up just one more
yes.
time. We always want people to recognize it. So it's Ringo Starr's solo career. And at the bottom, can you read the bottom for us?
It says forward by Ruth McCartney, and Ruth is Paul McCartney's half sister.
Oh,
And I met her, and we became friends. And I asked her if she would write the forward, and she was like more than happy to. So that's Ruth McCartney at the bottom there. Yeah, it's kind of
yeah, I missed the writing on there. How exciting for you. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we all have to get it. Now we can get it on all the places that you said. I'll make sure that's in the show notes. You'll get those links for us, right?
and I will share this with everybody. But yes, I will absolutely. It's Amazon, Indigo. And if you're watching this in the States, it's a Barnes and Noble. Well, even Walmart has it in the States.
Oh, that's
Amazon,
nice.
yeah, it's available worldwide. So and it's available as an ebook or as I like physical. I like to touch books.
I
That's my
do too. I'm a book girl. Yeah, I am too. But I do know I've had some things I've ordered online, the ebooks. They're okay, but I do
yeah,
like a book too.
you too.
So wonderful. Aaron, it was truly my pleasure to talk to you today.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for inviting me. This has been an absolute joy. Thank you so, so, so much.
Oh, you're welcome. It was my pleasure as well, honestly, Aaron. So everyone, this is Aaron Badgley. Do go over, take a look at his webpage. Thank you. There's his book. And we have a new one coming out. So we're going to look forward to Aaron coming back on the show.
I
Thank you again,
promise.
Aaron.
Have my
Absolutely.
promise. Have my promise.
And to everyone else, this is Teresa Aker. You've been watching Success Diaries. I hope you're all having a great day. Do subscribe to my channel. I truly appreciate that. Have a good day, and I look forward to talking to you all very soon. Bye-bye now.